Ever felt that gnawing sense that something was just off in a relationship, especially in the bedroom? If you've ever encountered a narcissist, you might know exactly what I mean. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 10 disturbingly common sexual behaviors that narcissists often engage in. Stick with me because we're about to dive deep into these toxic habits and uncover why they're so harmful. By the end of this video, you'll know how to spot the red flags in your own relationships and protect yourself from getting burned. You might think someone with narcissistic traits would crave the conventional, the fairy tale romance, the picture-perfect relationship, but it's quite the opposite. Narcissists are drawn to the unconventional, the taboo, the things that make others uncomfortable. This desire for the taboo stems from their need for control and their constant hunger for something new, something more. They might pressure partners into acts they're uncomfortable with, disregard safe words, or engage in risky behaviors that put themselves and others in jeopardy. Remember, your boundaries are valid and you have every right to say no, regardless of what they try to tell you. For a narcissist, boredom is the ultimate enemy, and normalcy is simply unacceptable. They thrive on chaos, on the constant need for stimulation and excitement. This relentless pursuit of the next thrill extends to their relationships and more specifically, to their sex lives. They'll shower you with attention and affection in the beginning, making you feel like you're the only person in the world. But as soon as the initial excitement fades, they'll start looking for their next conquest. The narcissist, trapped in their own cycle of emptiness and self-loathing, will continue to seek validation and excitement from external sources. Sex can be a beautiful and intimate act, a way to connect deeply with another human being. But for a narcissist, it's about power and self-gratification. They might feign vulnerability, but it's all a performance. This lack of emotional depth can be confusing. You might feel empty, longing for connection. Talking to them often leads to indifference or anger. Vulnerability is seen as weakness by narcissists. It's no secret that we live in a hypersexualized world where pornography is easily accessible. But for narcissists, pornography can become an unhealthy obsession. Narcissists are often drawn to pornography that features themes of domination, control, and humiliation. This obsession is often shrouded in secrecy and shame. They might go to great lengths to hide their addiction, becoming defensive or even aggressive if you question their behavior. This secrecy stems from their fear of exposure, of having their carefully constructed facade shattered. But the truth is, this addiction is often a symptom of a much deeper issue. It's a reflection of their own insecurities, their need to feel powerful and in control in a world where they feel inadequate and unseen. Narcissists' obsession with cleanliness often masks a need to control their environment and internal chaos. This need for control extends to their partners. They might criticize your housekeeping or appearance. This is their way of projecting insecurities and feeling superior. For many couples, oral sex is a natural and enjoyable part of intimacy. But for a narcissist, oral sex is often less about pleasure and more about power, control, and validation. Narcissists crave praise and admiration like oxygen. It's their lifeblood, their fuel. They might demand oral sex as a form of tribute, a way to stroke their ego and feel superior. On the flip side, they might be reluctant to reciprocate, viewing it as beneath them, a chore they're forced to endure. This double standard is a clear indication of their sense of entitlement and their belief that their needs are more important than their partners'. This dynamic can be incredibly damaging to a relationship, creating an imbalance of power. Boundaries, those invisible lines we draw to protect ourselves physically, emotionally, and sexually, are essential for healthy relationships. But for a narcissist, boundaries are nothing more than obstacles to be overcome. Their sense of entitlement knows no bounds. They believe they have the right to cross any line, to violate any boundary, without consequence. This disregard for boundaries can manifest in many ways, from subtle manipulations to outright abuse. They might pressure you into sexual acts you're uncomfortable with, ignore your need for space, or share intimate details about your relationship with others without your consent. The narcissist's inability to respect boundaries stems from their lack of empathy and their belief that they're above the rules. Narcissists are masters of disguise. They craft a charming, charismatic persona. They present themselves as upstanding citizens, but behind this facade lies a darker truth. Hidden desires can be unsettling. They involve power, control, or violence. Secrecy stems from fear of exposure. They live double lives, compartmentalizing desires. Narcissists have an insatiable thirst for validation. They need constant reassurance that they're special, admired, and desired. This need for validation often extends to their sex lives, leading them to seek out multiple partners, both emotionally and physically. They might engage in infidelity, casual hookups, or even maintain multiple relationships simultaneously. Each new conquest is a way to boost their ego, to prove to themselves that they're still desirable, still worthy of attention. This need for external validation stems from a deep-seated lack of self-worth. This pattern of seeking validation from multiple sources is incredibly damaging to their partners. You might think that someone who craves attention would be the life of the party, but narcissists are often deeply lonely individuals. Their relationships lack genuine connection and intimacy. This stems from their inability to form authentic bonds. They view people as objects, not individuals. This creates profound loneliness in their partners. You might feel like you're living with a stranger. Your efforts to connect are met with indifference. For a narcissist, vulnerability is terrifying. It threatens to reveal their fragile ego, so they keep you at arm's length, condemning themselves to loneliness. As we've seen, narcissists are experts at leading double lives, hiding their true desires and motivations, while manipulating those around them to maintain control. Understanding these hidden traits is crucial for navigating these toxic dynamics and protecting yourself from further emotional harm. Remember, you deserve to be in a relationship where your needs are respected, your boundaries are honored, and your emotional well-being is a priority. Seek support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist who can help you navigate this challenging situation. Knowledge is power, and understanding the narcissist's playbook is the first step to breaking free and reclaiming your life.